Hey guys, some Gamer Dude here. Accidentally destroyed the 5th recording, so I have to redo it. That's what happens when you're a bit tired and the cat wakes you up that goddamn early. So we'll just get straight into it, no more pussyfooting around, because at this rate the pussy won't have feet. But we start with Stasis. For 1 in a blue you get an enchantment. Players do not get an untap phase. Pay blue during your upkeep or Stasis is destroyed. It seems like a card that could combo into something relatively toxic. You'd have to probably draw a land each turn and already set up a good board state, and I think there's a few blue cards that untap all your mana for you. There's probably a combo there, but it sounds a bit... It's probably doable in the old 40 card decks where you could have everything at infinite copies, but do you really want it in a modern deck? Well, modern as in the 60 card deck with limit 4. It's probably doable, but it's hard to get off. I'd imagine it requires a lot of work. But given that Legacy and Vintage have a the one that's not got the ban list has the pay 1, draw 3 card, it's actually perfectly possible to get there. Steel Artifact. For 2 and 2 blue, you get an enchant artifact. You may control target artifact until enchantment is discarded or game ends. If the artifact was tapped when stolen. I actually really like that it calls it blatant theft here. Names the mechanic. I think Paralyze did the same in the black cards. I like that. I like the keywords for effects, especially when they're self-explanatory like that. It stays tapped until you can untap it. If destroyed target artifact is put in its owner's graveyard. At 4, it's fine. There's really not much to say. It's probably really good now with vehicles, but there'd probably have to be some really good artifacts that stay on board from the old days to make this worth it. Even the creature one's not that amazing, because not that many creatures are amazing back in Unlimited Alpha Beta, but today, oh boy would they be strong. Thought Lace. For blue you get an instant, in other words. I'm already reading it in my brain as instant. Changes the color of one card either being played or already in play to blue. So yeah, that's not terribly dissimilar to stuff we have already seen. Cost to cast, tap, or maintain or use the special ability of card remains entirely unchanged. So, yeah, you mostly just want it if it targets specific color. It's not an amazing card by any regard, probably has its uses. I probably wouldn't use it anyway. Actually, when was the last point it was reprinted? 4th edition, so it's either horribly broken or horribly bad. I don't really care to find out. Time Walk. Now here's a broken card if we ever saw it. For 1 in a blue sorcery, take an extra turn after this one. Do I have to explain to anyone how that's broken? Like, compared to some of the other Power 9 we've seen, like the draw 3 or your opponent draws 3 for 1, this is objectively more broken. It's just a horribly toxic card that can enable horribly toxic shit. There's no other way to put it. It is toxic. It's more or less just read, if it just read, you win the game, you win the game, it'd probably be more realistic to what it actually does in most situations. There's probably very few situations where taking an extra turn does not straight up win you the game. Time Twister. For 2 in a blue, you get a sorcery. Set Time Twister aside in a new graveyard pile. Shuffle your hand, library, and graveyard together to form a new library and draw a new hand of 7 cards, leaving all cards in play where they are. Opponent must do the same. So in other words, both players reset their hand and discard pile, other than Time Twister, of course. The board remains the same. It's probably really strong, even with the drawback. If it can kill off the... yeah, it's probably incredibly powerful, but I can't think of a way to make it that way. It's just, when was the last time it was reprinted? Oh, it's on the reserve list, and the last time it was reprinted was something called Vintage Masters, or, whoa, Unlimited, it never hit revised. Whoa, it might actually be part of the Power 9. Or at least that strong. Twiddle. For 1 blue, you get an instant. Caster may tap or untap 1 land, creature, or artifact in play. No effects are generated by a target card. So I guess there's either something, or they thought they'd make something that does something when untapped. or they're talking about tap abilities, but you're not paying the cost, so I wouldn't set it off. It seems decent-ish. I guess these days I'd just rather play Take Into Custody. It probably has its uses. If you want to use a tap ability, then attack with it, or the tap ability doesn't save one per turn and the tap ability is really good, you can reuse it. It has its uses. It's probably really good, but you'd have to have the type of deck that supports it. Unsummon. Now here's a card I'd actually like to come back, and I would have killed for it in Force of Will. Instant. Blue. Return creature to its owner's hand. Enchantments on creature are discarded. Unsummon cannot be played during the damage dealing phase of an attack. Or in other words, bounce one creature. I mean, for blue, that is really, really good. It's not killing it, it's not removing it from your opponent's control, therefore it should be costed much less than straight kill. I think just paying blue is perfectly fine. I'm curious, when was the last time it was reprinted? Magic 2013 with much better art. It looks like it's being, whatever the creature is being sucked up into the sky. That art came out in when? Magic 2010. Unsummoned from 10th edition is actually quite interesting too. It's a nice picture. When did they switch over? Looks like they switched over in 7th edition from this art. This art's not the best. It's just something fading from existence. The other ones are being sucked up by something. They're much better. God, this one's hard to pronounce. Vesuvan Doppelganger. For 3 and 2 blue, you get a summon Doppelganger with star. Upon summoning, Doppelganger acquires all normal characteristics except colour of one creature in play on either side. Any enchantments on the original creature are not copied. During controller's upkeep, Doppelganger may take on the characteristics of a different creature in play instead. Doppelganger may continue to copy a creature even after that creature leaves play, but if it switches, it won't be able to switch back. So in other words, it copies something. If it dies, it stays as it can switch each upkeep, and it can't switch to something that's, dead because it's not a legal target, which is common bloody sense. It's got really cool artwork though. I like the artwork. It's the more sophisticated part of the early 90s artwork. It's an okay card, I guess. I'm not a huge fan on the copy mechanic. Volcanic Eruption. I commented originally in the video that you will never see because I accidentally killed it. Well, actually, I saved over it with a blank audio by accident, and this was as I was closing it, so I couldn't reopen it and go backwards. At least I don't believe I could. For X and 3 blue, it's a sorcery. Destroys X mountains of your choice and does X damage to each player and each creature in play. That seems very strong. It's a good way to finish people off in blue. Again, the blue burn thing, but the look of it, I know that the blue-red dual land is a volcanic island, I believe, but god, that art screams red, doesn't it? It just really looks like the picture was misprinted on a blue card. Wall of Air. For 3 and 2 blue, you get a summon wall, flying 1/5. Given it's a 3, it's actually about par because 3 for 3/3 is about right, so 1/5 also adds up to 6. No strong opinions, it's fine. Wall of Water I actually really prefer though. For 3, 1 and 2 blue, you get a summon wall, doesn't fly, only 0/5, but you can pay blue to give it attack of 1 point until end of turn, and you can just continuously do that, meaning if something attacks you, you can block it but you can't kill it. Now you can kill it. Not much to not like about that. Water Elemental. For 3 and 2 blues, summon Elemental, 5/4. Considering blues generally a little bit under par for how things are powered to cost, usually it's like 3/3 for 3, but blues like 2/2 with flying for 3 type thing. 5/4 for 5 is fine. It's vanilla, can't see you using it, but yeah, it's fine. You get what I mean? It's the thing you're excited about, you would never use it, probably. And here we get into green, and my eyes freaking burn. Not only is it this ugly green background for the border, this really horrible early 90s CG looking thing, the brown and the black contrast makes the text boxes a nightmare to read. There's one card specifically in this video I know is coming up. I hate trying to read it. I actually have to position the screen in a part where the contrast makes it actually pop up better. That is how hard it is. I can't imagine people with the original card, but we'll get there eventually. Aspect of Wolf. For 1 and a green, enchant creature. Target creature's toughness and power are increased by half the number of forests you have in play, rounding down for power and up for toughness. It's okay. I'm not sure if green can really ramp huge amounts in these other sets. If it can, this is probably a very high quality card, especially if comboed with something that gives trample, which I already know is in this set. God, this video really defeats the point of doing these videos, because it's meant to be first impressions, and I'm trying to remember what I first thought about these cards, but luckily it was only like 10-20 minutes. No, only about 10 minutes ago I actually recorded it. If you can combo it into things, it's really good. If you can't, it's kind of slow and meh. I know Giant Growth is in this set, and it's honestly probably better to combo it into that. Berserk, for a green, you get an instant until end of turn. Target creature's current power doubles, and it gains the trample ability. If it attacks, target creature is destroyed at the end of turn. This spell cannot be cast after current turn's attack is completed. This is the one I meant comboing with either the wolf one we just saw or Giant Growth. You can get it up reasonably high into electrostatic pummeler game-winning territory with this. I'm not sure it's fast enough back in the old days. I'm not sure how fast this format is. And, when was the last time this was printed? Because it seems... Oh, this didn't make it into revised. It is extremely powerful. Yeah, it's probably broke. Given that it's instant and you gain double. I mean, with the previous card just by themselves, what can you do? You can make be about turn 4 or 5. You use this, I guess, if you're putting it on a, say, a 3/3. You get 2 more attack. So you're up to a 5. This becomes 10 with trample. Wow. That's actually really strong. I know you're giving up 2 cards to do it, but if you can clear them straight out with that, that's a lot of damage. Birds of Paradise. For 1 green, it's a summon mana birds. Not sure if mana birds is a thing after this. Flying, tap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. This tap may be played as an interrupt, 0/1. Not sure why it's costed so low. Never seen a mana dock that can produce everything at just green. It's also flying. Really probably should be 1 green at the very least, or green. Honestly seems a little too overpowered. And by a little, I mean a lot. Especially, wow, this is probably enabling 5 color decks right here and then. I see what they were getting at, but because I think that's the volcanic island in the background looking at it, but that's a little bit too powerful. Yeah, green or 3 would probably be a converted 3 would probably be the place you'd want to put something this good. Considering mana dorks, wow, you don't really get mana dorks under 2 these days. 1 and a green. So green or green 1 or 2 green would probably be the place you'd want Birds of Paradise. Camouflage. For green in an instant, you may rearrange your attacking creatures and place them face down, revealing which only after defense is chosen. If this results in impossible blocks, such as non-flying creatures blocking flying creatures, illegal blockers cannot block this turn. This is a little bit broke. And by a little, I mean a lot broke. Like, you can screw with people so freaking much with this card, it is not funny. This results in unfun situations where people just feel bad because you did something they have no ability to really do anything about other than counterspell, and what are they going to do about it? It's just like, you hit a huge creature with trample or flying or whatnot and something else, and yeah, they've just got to live with it. It's a shitty card because it's just plain mean. Channel, and here's the card I was talking about where you can barely see the text. Let's see if we can. For 2 green, you get a sorcery, and my eyes bleed. I think that's actually probably the effect. Your eyes now bleed. The art's ugly too, but the text is a nightmare to read. Until end of turn, you may add colorless mana to your mana pool at a cost of 1 life each. These additions are played with the speed of an interrupt. Yeah, it's instant speed. Effects that prevent damage may not be used to counter this loss of life. It's loss of life, not damage. Jeez. This is probably involved in something very powerful. Not sure what, because it's still very, very weak compared to Dark Ritual playing Black for 3. But yeah, it's probably involved in something scary. I just can't think what at the moment. Cockatrice, which honestly has pretty cool art, even though it looks like it's on a background of stone. Guess it makes sense. Cockatrice do Petrify in Final Fantasy, I know that. For 3 and 2 green, you get a summon Cockatrice flying. Any non-wall creature blocking Cockatrice is destroyed, as is any creature blocked by Cockatrice. Creatures destroyed in this way deal their damage before dying. So it has Death Touch, or a variant of. That's actually yeah, I guess it's okay. For flying Death Toucher, it's okay. I'm curious, when was the last time it was printed? Because it seems like it'd be fine now, all things considered. 5th edition. Yeah. Well, there's a Time Spiral one that's time shifted. Yeah. Crawworm. For 4 and 2 green, you get a summon worm, 6/4. No opinion. It's vanilla. There's little pimple on its face. Looks more like a serpent than a worm, though, I guess. Elvish Archers. For 1 and a green, you get to summon elves. First strike, 2/1. That would be perfectly playable today. I'm gonna leave it at that. I was gonna record multiple today, but no, I'm not going to after that experience. And this video is some 20 minutes long. I've got a lot of editing to do. So I'll probably record more next time I get a chance, and I'll see you guys later.